Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chaksurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Bandeham Sri Guru Sri Jatapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitang Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakan Vitangscha. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Nindantam Pulakot Korena Bikasam Nipa Prasunachravim Prodvikritva Bhujadvayam Hari Hari Ituchai Vidantam Muhu Nrityantam Drutamasru Nirjara Chaye Sinchantam Urvitalam Gayantam Nija Parasadai Parivratam Sri Gaurachandram Nama Ananda Lila Maya Vigrahaya Hemava Divyachcha Visundaraya Tasmai Mahaprema Rasa Pradaya Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Shyam Rupa Kadarmayam Dadati Shapadantikam. Yes, Prabhu, some question.
Laulyam, spiritual greed. Where does it come from and how it manifests and how to increase its presence in our hearts? Please forward to Maharaj my appreciation for his exalted, affectionate Krishna Katha. Thank you, and Akshididi.
Everything comes from the devotee. Right. Krishna loving. Even Krishna himself takes that position. When Guru Maharaj in the Hidden Treasure of the Sweet Absolute, explaining 4 nutshell slokas, one of which Ahang Sarvasya Prabhavo Mattak Sarvam Pravartate, saying everything comes from me. He says, including how to approach me, how to come to me. And the devotional line. So we see in the introductory section of Sri Sri Prapanna Jivanamritam, and Srila Guru Maharaj's, the introductory slokas, one of which is Guru Rupa Harim Gauram Radha Ruchi Ruchavritam Nityam Nomi Navadvipe Nama Kirtana Nartanai. Guru Rupa Harim Gauram, the Guru Rupa of Krishna, meaning the one who's going to bring us in connection with Krishna, right? Through devotion. The Guru Rupa of Krishna is Gauranga Mahaprabhu. So there's so many things to consider when it comes to Vedic understanding, right? The Shrutis themselves, the original, the Upanishads, the Vedas, the Upanishads, the Puranas, the Smriti Shastras, the Mahabharata, so many are there. And who has the capacity to extract from there what is important? Taking it that it all must be important, otherwise it wouldn't be there. But then there must be some gradation of importance. Just like we hear of the compilation of the various Puranas, 6 for the mode of ignorance, 6 for the mode of passion, 6 for the mode of goodness, and only the Srimad Bhagavat Purana is the Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanam Avalam, Amala, spotless, no koitava, no ulterior motive taking it in another direction. And just, as a sidebar footnote, we're told certain, the Uttarakhanda of the Padma Purana, Sanatana Goswami says in his Brihad Bhagavatamritam Teek, where you will find the highest expression of the Supreme Absolute Truth. The Bhagavatam, Uttarakhanda. Interestingly, he includes Garga Sangita there. So it means in portions, the highest thing is expressed there. But what does Srinivasa Acharya tell us about the 6 Goswamis? Nana Shastra Vicharanai Kunipano Saddharma Sangstapako. They're Shastra Nipun. They're expert in all the different scriptures and in extracting what is essential from there. But they are the followers of Mahaprabhu. So then first let us understand, who is Mahaprabhu? And why, his position is unique, and why he's in the best position to give this assessment. Right? Because it would be enough to say he's Krishna himself. What more will we need to say than that? Right? So when Krishna gives his opinion, from whose breathing the Vedas manifested, right? As we hear described in Bhagavad Purana and elsewhere. So if he gives you some insight to out of all of these things, in other words, if you could sit down with Krishna himself, presumably Krishna in a higher position, and inquire from Krishna, like, of all of this infinite wisdom and knowledge that you've revealed in this world, what is the most essential thing to understand? Right. Taking it, if Krishna himself could answer this question, but then we hear that Swabhaktevya Sudham Nijabhajana Mudram Upadishan. Rupa Goswami saying, he has come with his devotees, teaching devotion. He himself is showing how to pursue the line. What could be better than that? Not only he is telling, but he is demonstrating by his own divine pastimes, character, personality. And not only that, but he is, as we can say, right, he's teaching, devotion, right, from the position of a devotee. That's still a general statement. Then we just say, well, just generic devotee or any specific devotee, and generic devotion or any specific type of devotion. Radha Bhava Duti Subalita. Sri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kidrishovana Eva. The type, what has captured his imagination? Aparam Kasyapi Pranay Janavindasya Kutuki. What aroused his curiosity? The devotion of a particular devotee. Right? And more specifically, Srimati Radharani. So not only if we start, age kahoar, diving deeper into what is being expressed, the devotee is Srimati Radharani, And the type of devotion is the sort of exclusive devotion that she alone possesses. Or we could say by extension, those in connection with her, who are under her influence, who always accept her suggestion, and at every moment are always and only promoting her. So it's not some generic devotional pursuit that he's descended to distribute to everyone, but Namo Mahaviranaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaurtise Namo. Right? Rupa Goswami saying, Krishna Prem, and not only that, as if that wasn't enough, Krishna Prem of the highest order. Right? And we should recall at this point that when we talk about, Bhagavad Darshan or Gaudiya Darshan, that the Vedas are compared in Vedic literature and all of its different branches to kalpa vriksha, right? A desire tree. So that means there are so many different branches. And if you follow any particular branch, you say, well, there's one branch going this way, another branch going that way. But if we conceive of a tree, then we won't see that they're disparate parts, but they're part of an organic whole. Right? Just that one branch is going this way, another one's that way, and this one's there, and one's higher, one's lower. It's part of this organic whole. Right? So that will be helpful to us. Otherwise, we will go off on tangents, right? Even ontological tangents. So that's one thing to consider. But then, it's very beautifully described in the beginning of the Bhagavatam, and the Prayojan Tattva Shloka. Because first we hear, Janmadyasya yataha. Chakravarti Thakur is telling us, in the first few words you're being told. Like any good book, the title may reveal it all. And in the end you'll know that. You won't know that in the beginning necessarily. Or the opening sentence has everything condensed there. And in time you'll realize this, when we're talking about high art or literature, which we understand as a subjective thing, relative. But just as an example, the better writers. It's in the title, it's in the opening sentence, the opening paragraph, and everything will unfold from there. And it may, you may not realize that until you reach the end. But we could say someone with great depth of vision can see it from the very beginning. When it will say the line in Bhaktivinod Thakur's Radhastaka about all the Vedas declare that Krishna is the property of Radharani and her girlfriends. I mean, in one sense, that's an outrageous statement. Delightfully, beautifully. And so they're like, how can Bhaktivinod Thakur say that? He said, because he has a view of the whole. So back to the tree with the branches. When you're looking, you're saying, I'm not feeling that. I'm not getting that. Yes, because, so, Janmadyasya yataha, Chakravarti Thakur saying, who's that expert with the great depth of vision, saying, right here in the opening line, you're being told. Not everything comes from him, but who is he? See, it's one thing to say everything comes from him. Dandavat, Jai. But who is he from whom everything is coming? Govinda, Anadiradir Govinda, Sarvakarna Karnam. And why Govinda? That means it's going to be the full spectral range of sensuality, including the erotic principle. But every aspect, seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, smelling, feeling, when, as Blake said, when the doors of perception are cleansed, you'll see the infinite, right? And all its sensuous prospect and capacity. So Chakrabarti Thakur is saying that from whom everything is coming, he's Rasa Raj. He's the king of Rasa, Krishna. And he is not Rasa Raj without Mahabhav Swarupini Radha Thakurani. As Guru Maharaj says in his, those slokas he composed for the sloka collection, we mentioned the Gadadhar Pranam, one for Vedavyas, and this one, Yadamiya Mahima Sri Bhagavatam Katayam Pratipatam Anubhutam Apya Labdavideya Tadakila Rasamurti Shyama-lila avalambam madhura-rasa Sri Radha Padmam Prapadye. Very beautiful. So in this magnum opus of Veda Vyas, known as the Bhagavad Purana, the Amala Puranam, Srimad Bhagavatam, Vishwanath is also telling, what is his? Aradhya Bhagavan Brajesha Tanayas Tadama Vrinda. There's no superior type of worship of Krishna than that invented by Radharani and the Brajagopis. And what is Guru, and what is it an allusion to? Madhura-rasa. And here Guru Maharaj calls it Shyama-lila. As Gurudev once told me, we're taking darshan of the deities in Navadvip, and I had the good fortune to be by his side at different times, and sometimes he might say just a few words. He sees the deities and I'm just by his side considering my good fortune. I have no vision, even remotely, to see what he's in, but I'm by his side and I think, how fortunate I am. And one time, this is the deities, Guru, Gauranga, Gandharva, Govinda, Sundar. Those very deities. And he goes, heavy madhura-rasa. And I'm going like, and he told me, he said, black is the color of madhura-rasa. Shyama-lila, avalambam. And then I remember, Shyama-lila, avalambam. And we're talking about achintya guna when we say black, dark. Now, Shyama-lila, it's all dependent upon her. So Chakrabarti Thakur, he has that vision. In the first line, he sees, in the first three words, he sees madhura-rasa. He sees Radha and Krishna, and that from madhura-rasa, everything is springing from there. As Guru Maharaj said, all the other rasas are clients or satellites and necessary. We should remember that we don't get carried away and thinking like, because someone new to understanding these things might like, well, why would anyone be interested in anything else? That is something innate to the soul. Seva sadhaka rupena siddha rupena chatrahi. What that will be, make no assumptions. You can understand this line, the Rupa Nuga line, but in terms of any particular individual, the verse given, and perhaps Sanatan Shiksha, from Mahaprabhu, he's saying, in the Siddha plane, that will come out. Brajalokan Usarata, one will be automatically attracted to pursue the line of devotion of a particular servitor. He doesn't say specifically who that will be or what their position there will be. He's saying just this principle, Brajalokanusarata, that will be there. Right? So there, it's all necessary and beautifully necessary. As Guru Maharaj gave the example of the palate, there must be, we start with the bitter, Then there's the fried, the pungent, the salty, sours, concluding with the sweet. Everything prior to that enhances the introduction of the sweet. They're all necessary. And what would Saraswati Thakur say when he was honoring prasadam, and they'd go, Prabhupada, which deal? And he'd go, each one is better than the other one. Very diplomatic answer. But also the truth, it's also Ramananda Sambad. Jar jay rase hoy say sarvutam. And Ramananda Sambad is flowing in him. What did it say there? Each rasa, you think, is better than taste the best. There's nothing that compares to this. We have to carefully consider that. That's what's being said there. Whichever one you're experiencing, you cannot conceive that there could possibly be anything better than this. Hold that thought, right? Concentrate on that line. And then it will say, but tatasta vichar, but by an impartial analysis, we can observe that madhura-rasa is the sweetest and includes all of the sentiments that are found and those that precede it. He's saying by an impartial analysis. But the first part is saying, when you're experiencing this, there's no impartial. You're totally satisfied, you can't imagine anything better than that, and it's innate to your soul. Right? Even from the beginning, middle, and Guru Maharaj is saying, according to your inner sincere hankering for connection with truth, right, with the truth, you will necessarily come in connection with a particular level of theistic or theism and subsequent association. This is like a maxim, an all-encompassing maxim from the variegatedness of apparent variegatedness of religious systems in the world to up into the very highest plane. According to your inner sincere hankering, this innate aspect, you will necessarily come in connection with a particular level of theism and subsequent association. It's like an absolute maxim, right? And that is, from Krishna's side, how he's revealing himself to particular devotees. So there, so Chakravarti Thakur extracting that from line 1. Line 2 telling us, Amala Puranam, Kaitavodar, there's no, to enter this plane, there can be no ulterior motive. It cannot be for your purpose. As Guru Maharaj would say, that passport is insufficient. You need a visa. Why are you granted a visa? It's assumed. I mean, you're applying. It's assumed you want entrance into there. Why are you granted a visa is not based on your personal interests. Right? To experience this or that or whatever you might. When that domain sees the value of giving you entrance, when it's in their interest to give you entrance, you're given a visa. So not curiosity seekers or posers, imitationists, etc. But when it's the interest of that plane to give you entrance, what is the nature of that plane? Seva mayuyam loka. it's constructed of serving tendency. Right? Not just consciousness, but consciousness endowed with dedicating tendency, and then again, of the highest capacity. Right? So, I'm saying, and as the conclusion of the Kalyana Kalpataru of Bhaktivinod Thakur, he makes this statement about the Namhata of Nityananda Prabhu and calls himself Jaruda, means sweeper. He's saying, so in the Namhata, that marketplace of the holy name of Nityananda Prabhu, the humble, he concludes, the humble sweeper, Bhaktivinod Thakur, It's very beautiful, but also profound. Like, what does the sweeper do? Keeps out the impure things, right? He redirected, course-corrected the sampradaya. But the point I want to make right now is that Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he said, if Bhaktivinod Thakur envisions himself as a sweeper, he said, then my aspiration is to be one of the straws in the broom of Bhaktivinod Thakur. So that's what was beautiful has been made to be more beautiful. But then Guru Maharaj extracts this from that, saying, if we take it that this is a sincere statement, which we do, it's not just being clever, it's heartfelt, that he's saying, then it is a heartfelt aspiration of Srila Saraswati Thakur. And that type, it's like, I thought of it too, it's like Trinadapi Sunichena personified. Literally, to become a strong, humbler than a blade of grass. Trina. So he's saying, if we take it as a sincere expression, and we do, he said, then you can understand the unit of the construction of the Swarup. Right? As I've said many times, the body is the biological expression of the soul's delusion. The Swarup is the spiritual form expression of devotion. And Guru Maharaj is saying, and what is it comprised of? Like here we can talk about what? Quarks, or, if you want to cut to the chase, right? Quarks. So what are the units of construction of the Swarup? Are these dedicating tendencies to navigate the Seva Mayoyam Loka. So not that one is just curious or interested about these things, but whom Yoga Maya and her organization have observed the growth, development, and fructification of genuine, dedicating, devotional tendencies. That is the construction of the Swarup and can be given entrance in that plane. And Guru Maharaj mentioned when Srila Saraswati Thakur is on the Brajamandal Parikrama and engaged in what he called Ruchi Pariksha, examining the taste of different disciples. So when Srila Guru Maharaj expressed his appreciation for Kadam Kandi, the place of Srila Rupa Goswami, it was noted by Saraswati Thakur, unbeknownst to Guru Maharaj. And then some years later, they're on the Brajamandal Parikrama again, and they're going to Kadam Kandi, and Saraswati Thakur says, your place And Guru Maharaj is saying, why Guru Maharaj is saying that? Why Prabhupada is saying, he realized, he's examining. And that's for him to do. This isn't for amateurs, right? The qualified, Saraswati Thakur, and the point I want to make, Guru Maharaj is saying, for such exalted souls, they can see the Swarup peeping. Anya bilashita shunyam gyanakarma dhyanavritam. When the layers, coverings, are gradually dissolving through, say, association and service, then the Swarup peeping, ruchi pariksha, he's giving some indication. So, koita vadar, no ulterior motive. So first, everything's coming from this plane, but then, how do you get there? No ulterior motive. It can't be an imposition from the lower upon the higher. That's never pure devotion, that's karma kanda. When we're trying to impose our lower conception upon the higher, what pleases us, like the Nija Boge Goranga, Saraswati Thakur saying the flaw in the Amyaniyamite Charit or Lord Gauranga book by Shushir Kumar Ghosh is that he's presenting the Gauranga that pleases him, not the inverse. So, then the third, so that's Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojan Tattva Sloka, Nigama Kalpataror Galitam Palam, Shukamukadam Ritadrava Samyatam, Pibata Bhagavatam Rasamalayam, Muhuraho Rasika Bhuvi Bhavuka. So this Veda, Kalpataru, with those many branches, the floral essence appears in Vedanta, and that flower gives way to the fruit, what Srila Prabhupada called the fully matured, ripened fruit of Vedic literature. You see, that's within the Bhagavatam. But what is that? Nigama kalpataror galitam, shukamukadam ritradrava samyatam, pibata bhagavatam rasamalayam. Rasa. It's the point of Srimad Bhagavatam is the fruit, like I've mentioned, the mango tree. If you see a mango tree without mangoes on it, you could take it to be something else. If you try and examine the Vedas, the Puranas, whatever is there, without understanding what the fruit it's meant to produce is, you can be misled, distracted, misread. So as the mango tree, there's only one end there. Whatever you may see, and you see a branch going this way, and one's going that way, and this is going there, and the leaves are going like that. But it only has one purpose, is to produce mangoes. So the Veda, Kalpa Vriksha, it only has one purpose. You might think, well, there's this Veda and that Veda and here that. It only has one purpose, is to produce this fruit, which is madhura-rasa, which is the subject matter of Srimad Bhagavatam. And they're going to take you there from cantos 1 through 9 as a prerequisite to enter the 10th canto, where Krishna will appear, literally, metaphorically, ontologically, and every way imaginable, born, 10th canto. And then gradually, 28 chapters leading up to the Rasa-lila. Right, so the crown jewel there. Shyama-lila avalambam, where we find the whole thing. What does Guru Maharaj say? So although her name is not mentioned ostensibly, every step of the way is meant to take us to one place, the service of her holy lotus feet. Radha Dasyam. Right? So, Mahaprabhu, they say, oh, he's come in the mood of a devotee. Which devotee? Which mood of which devotee? Radha Bhava Duti Subalita, enveloped in the heart and halo of Radharani. That's who Gauranga Mahaprabhu is. And he's teaching, what is he doing? The sort of exclusive devotion that she alone, we're told, possessed, Mahabhav, right? But her kind of unconditional dedication to Krishna. Right? In the last sloka of the Siksastakam, it says, Asli Shaba Parvatam Panastumam Adarshanam Marmahatam Karotu Va Yatatata Va Varadatu Lampato Mat Prananatastu Saeva Napara. It's so beautiful. And this is the end of Sri Chaitanya Charitamritam, right? And the Untitled, the Siksastakam prayers. And what is she saying there? Adarshana marmahatam karotu va. If it's pleasing to you not to, or for whatever reason, not to reveal your adarshana, not to show yourself to me, not to reveal yourself to me, that's my happiness. I think, who can say that and really mean it? But is there some mysterious message there, even for the beginners, the lower section, for us? That, because we're always, pressing the holy name or the book or to give us something. We're trying to squeeze something out of it. Right? But she's saying, if, first, whatever your reasons are, you're not revealing yourself to me, you're not present before me, I'm happy with that. I'm unconditional. It's my allegiance to you, my dedication to you, my devotion to you is not dependent upon you responding in a particular way. That's what unconditional means. You see? And Guru Maharaj, alluding to Madhavendra Puri, and his verse, Mugdhammam Nigadantu Niti Nipinam Brashtava Vaidika. I forget exactly how it goes, but it ends on this line, Govinda Pada Spriham, where he's saying, he has a list of everyone who's against the pursuit of Krishna consciousness. Whether it's family, friends, society, the social structure, whatever it is. And he's saying, and you can say, I've joined a cult, I've lost my mind, I'm misguided, I'm ignorant, I'm not aware of the latest scientific, discoveries or AI, whatever it is. And beautifully, he says, add one other thing to it, because you can have this list of all the reasons why I should be discounted or be just dismissed as being foolish. He's saying that I gave up everything for this pursuit, pursuing Krishna conception. He said, add to it, I don't have it. It'd be one thing, I gave up everything and I got it. He's saying, no, add this to it. I gave up all of you and all of your considerations and your world and everything that goes with it for the very thing that I have yet to achieve. He said, but I'm not going to budge an inch from my aspiration to serve, to achieve the holy lotus feet of Govinda, Govinda Pada Spriham. It's very beautiful. So Srila Guru Maharaj will say, if, as an aspiring servitor, you can say, after all this time, all this energy invested in, and it's varying degrees for various devotees, practitioners. Hare Krishna. He is echoing what I'm saying. He's expressing his agreement. That if you can say, honestly, so after all this time, energy invested, etc., that I have nothing to show. I've achieved nothing. Okay. But I have no other shelter. I'm not interested in pursuing anything else. I'm still determined to go in this direction. And then Guru Maharaj says, then you might be a devotee. Even then, he wouldn't say like, then you're a devotee. He said, then you might just be a devotee. Because that's the mood of the devotee. Adarshanam marmahatam karoti. Even with how we'll fare through non-achievement. It's easy if you think you're accumulating something. Right? Also, what is the parallel in Madhavendra Puri. Ayidina Dayadranatha he Mathura-nata Gadavalaksha. This sloka. Kim Karomiham. What will I do now? In your absence. So it's thematically consistent, and you see a connection that devotion proper stands in the absence of connection. In the absence of the connection of Krishna, in the absence of the connection of Guru. As Guru Maharaj says in Sri Guru and His Grace. This will be the true test of whether you're a disciple or not, and after disappearance of Guru, or in the absence of Guru, how you're able to stand. Right? So that person who has this sort of singular purpose, right, cannot be deviated from that. Even back to the Shrotriyam Brahmanishtam, Tasmad Gurum Prapadyeta Jigyasu Sreyutamam Shabde Parecha Nishnata. They're just laser focused on this one thing. Not their achievement, right, but their attempt to serve, however remotely, Govinda Padaspriya, to serve the lotus feet of the Lord, and through the agency of his devotees. Right? And it is this Laulyam, hunger, hankering, they have that. Right? We're in a disease condition. Right? Only by serving them through service, the sort of appreciation and hunger and hankering that they possess is transferred to the heart of the aspiring servitor. There's no other way. This is what we heard the other day. Mahatdwaram ahur vimuktes tam, Mahatsevam dwaram ahur vimuktes. Only by serving such devotees does this plane open up to us. It's not Janmakoti Sukritarna Labhyate. It's not, not only saying, is there nothing you can do on your own to get it? It says 10 million births, Janmakoti Sukritar. 10 million births of accumulation of Sukriti will not give it to you. I think, well, that's discouraging. But they're saying, but come in connection with the service of the lotus feet of someone who has it, and it can be awakened in you by dint of that service. Crossed over. Guru Maharaj said even the, generally we think of a sequence, Kanishta Adhikari, then the appreciation for the devotee, and then Shastric depth and understanding, being able to defeat misconception, that which is opposed to Krishna conception, the Madhyamadikari, and then the Uttama Mahabhagavata. Guru Maharaj said, a third class, Kanishta Adhikari, can bypass the Madhyam, second class stage, by service to a Mahabhagavata. That's how valuable that is. Can, by dint of that service connection, bypass Madhyam Adhikar. Right? So, again, Mahaprabhu, it's interesting to know that when we were talking about Ramananda the other day, that Mahaprabhu chooses to have his devotees express the essence of Krishna consciousness. He's also, when he's going to Sanatan, Rupa Siksha, Sanatan Shiksha, but he is always shining a spotlight on the devotion of other devotees, which is again a core devotional principle, to appreciate the devotion of others. What is the Brihad Bhagavatamritam structure in one sense? The Narada expressing appreciation for one devotee. Who could be more fortunate than you? Oh, me, I'm nothing. You should go to this devotee. Each one being praised, deferring that praise to Guru, to higher. Then praise Narada, going there, praising them, they're deferring to higher. Always, that's the system. Pratishta is for Gurudev. They keep going higher and higher and higher. So, but one thing we take away from that, and it's mentioned by Rupa Goswami and the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, the hallmark of devotion is to appreciate devotion in others. So Mahaprabhu, that Ramananda Sambad, extracting from Ramananda, Sancharja Rama Abhide Bhakta Meghe, Bhakti Siddhanta Chayamritani. But another part of Charitamritam, which is very, it's succinct and beautiful, is when he meets Raghupati Upadhyaya. Right? And it's, in one sense, it is absolutely amazing that in one shloka, he takes you there. Right? In 3, everything. But the leap, talking about crossing over, the leap in this one shloka, it's reminiscent of the Vaikuntha's Janito Vara Madhupuri Tatrapi Rasotsava. Rupa Goswami and Upadeshamritam Guru Maharaj said, Sanatana Goswami, Brihad Bhagavatamritam, step by step by step by step by step, and that's necessary as a Sabandha Jnana Charja. Saying Rupa Goswami, he leapt from Vaikuntha to Vrindavan, in a single bound. Vaikuntha's Janidobara Madhupuri means Vaikuntha over Ayodhya and Dwaraka to Mathura, Madhupuri. So, in this exchange of Raghupati Upadhyaya and Mahaprabhu, Mahaprabhu is again saying, so here's Krishna, right, enveloped by the heart and halo of Radharani, and saying, all right, tell me, you know your Upadhyaya, you know all the scriptures, extract from there. Tell me what you've been able to ascertain is the way, or the most important thing we should get from there. And what did he say? Shruti means, remember, Vedas, Upanishad. Shrutim apare, smritim itare. Bharatam means Mahabharata, so he's saying the Shrutis, the Upanishads, the Puranas, etc., including Mahabharata. Bharatam, anye, bhajantu bhavabhita. Bhav, in this sense, means this world. Right? And saying, fear of this world. Why are we afraid of this world? Pan to someone wearing a mask. Hare Krishna. You understand. Our mortality is being threatened at every moment, knowingly or unknowingly. If the world didn't become something new in the last 2 months, it's always consistently been the world of mortality, right? And we don't need to go into more of that, but it's just people became more woke to the concept of like how fragile we are in our existence. Right? And we may not have as much time as we think we do. So maybe we should reconsider life's purpose, ultimate purpose, Shreya Uttamam. You know. So Bhava Bhita means, so what is the reason most people approach the scriptures? And we remember we're talking about no ulterior motive. You're saying usually it's out of fear of material existence. What's the fear? That it will end. And that's anathema or horrifying to the eternal soul to contemplate extinction. That's why we're so afraid of death. We're eternal by nature. The idea that you will stop existing is horrifying. Right? Tantarajan Murisheti Pashubudhimi Mamjahe. After all is spoken about with Sukadeva, so Purgatamars, don't think like an animal that you'll die. Animals are like that. Pashubudhi. That's animal intellect. You're better than that. You know, and of course he is. Purgatamars, we're told at the beginning of Brihad Bhagavatamritam, he's shutting down turning off the senses when Uttara comes running and says, son, I know you just heard the Bhagavatam from Sukadeva. Can you share some of this nectar with your mother? He said, oh, you just made it in time. So, out of fear, so one famous comedian who was sort of like an avowed atheist, when his friends were surprised to see him reading the Bible in his later days, and they go, Bill, what are you doing? He said, looking for loopholes. Like, I've done so many wrong things. I'm looking for loopholes. So Raghupati Upadhyaya is saying, out of fear of what's coming, you know, the soul will become extinct, or I will recede into lower species, or what's the, you know, all the different concerns that might be, or an end to my happy life here. Therefore, they're looking for loopholes, or they're studying, you know, the statements of the Vedas, the Puranas, the Upanishads, contemplating, you know, reading Mahabharata, trying to extract the gist from there. The Gita is also there, and then, but this is what I mean about the leap. Right? This is really the ultimate proverbial leap of faith. Right? Bharatamanye bhajantu bhavabhita ahangiha nandam bande. It's very beautiful poetry. Ahang iha nandam bande yasyalande param brahma. He said, so to deal with the anxiety and perplexity and the fear of material existence, they're trying to find out, how do you link up with the Param Brahma, the Supreme Spirit? We're told we're all, you know, spiritual beings, but the Supreme Spirit, right? The Param Brahma, the Supreme Lord, the Infinite, you know. So is the key there in the Shruti, in the Upanishads, the Smriti, and Mahabharata, and where do we find, how will we do that? And he's saying, but Raghupati Upadhyaya says, but what I want to know is, I see that that Param Brahma, whom they all are seeking, he's crawling as a toddler in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj. What astonishing thing is that? So I'm saying to myself, well, what did Nanda Maharaj do? Like, in other words, that, like, what is that? When you have someone in the palm of your hand, you're saying, he's crawling in his courtyard as a baby. What did he do to achieve that? That's what I'd like to know. So just imagine, he's gone from the Shrutis, like Om Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam Sada Pashanti Sur, to Vatsalya Rasa, if you want to be more specific. From there to Vatsalya Rasa, not only Vatsalya Rasa, one step removed. And how perfect is that? Right? And it reminds us of the when Sukadeva Goswami, Pariksit Maharaj, is making certain observations. And he says, Nanda kim akarod brahmam sreya eva mahodayam yashodava mahabhaga papo yasyastanam hari. He's also saying, like, this Nanda Maharaj, Nanda kim akarod, what did he do to achieve this position? How fortunate, Nanda kim akarod sreya eva mahodaya, the ultimate like expression of good fortune, that he's got this situation, that Krishna, he's Nanda Nandan. And then he says, Yashodava Mahabhaga. And if we can conceive of it, then if Krishna's crawling in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj is indicative of this inconceivably good fortune of his, what sort of hankering does he have that brought this about? Right? What's his Laulyam? Then Yashoda, that Param Brahma crawling there, is crawling on her to her lap and sucking her breast milk. Yashodava Mahabhaga Papo Yasya Stanam Hari. So just see, again, another connecting thread. Sukadeva Pariksit, Raghupati Upadhyaya. But Raghupati Upadhyaya, remember, to get to that part, 9 cantos prerequisite. Now understand something about the teachings of Mahaprabhu. Right? Raghupati Upadhyaya is taking you there in half a shloka, in a shloka. What the Bhagavatam took 9 cantos into the 10th to bring you to this point. That's his starting point. This is Mahaprabhu, like Guru Maharaj said. It's the elevator that goes from lowest position, shoots up to the highest, to the top part, the top of the structure. So Mahaprabhu was like, dive deep into, go deeper. This is great, anymore, And that's when he says that verse Gurudev loved so much, presented at the inauguration of the ISKCON Chandradoya Mandir. What is it? Kam prati katayitam ishe, sam prati koba pratitamaya gopa tanaya kunje, gopa viduti vitang brahma. Gopa tanaya kunje, gopa viduti vitang brahma. So that Brahma, that Param Brahma again. He's saying, oh, Prabhu, who can I tell who would believe me? You say more. There is more to say, but would anyone believe it? And is there anyone qualified to receive it? Right, so he's going very deep. Right, that one sloka, all the way from the Shrutis into Vatsalya Rasa, now we could expect where it would go next. And he's saying that Param Brahma, who we mentioned before, well, when he grows up, well, first he's toddler with Nanda, then he has pastimes as a boy with his cowherd boyfriends. But then when he's a teenager, his pastimes with who will believe this? And who, is there anyone who is qualified to hear something like this without misconceiving? That Param Brahma, he's hunting the gopi girls, Radharani and her Braja gopis in Kunja of Vrindavan, Gopaya, Tanaya Kunje, Gopa Viduti, Bitang Brahma. Then Guru Maharaj mentioned, he said, but, and apparently wrote this for an article in Sri Gaudiya Math, he said that, yes, there's no one qualified to hear it, no one will believe it, but the descent of Mahaprabhu is the magnanimous distribution of his divine substance. He will qualify people to believe it and receive it, to receive it and believe it. So then, Mahaprabhu says, all right, now he's captured, saying, so then, just tell me this, again, on the what you've been able to extract, you know all the scriptures and everything that is of value there. What is the supreme abode? The supreme form of the Lord, the supreme abode, the supreme age, and the ultimate rasa. So think about it. And I just, to stop for a moment. So this is Krishna, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, enveloped by the heart and halo of Radharani. These are the things he wants to know. This is what he thinks is important. Should we look elsewhere? Right? Should we make an independent study of what we can discern should be the topics of consideration? Really? This is Krishna himself as Mahaprabhu, and enveloped in the devotion, the heart and mood of Radharani. These are the things he wants to know. These are the things he wants to give emphasis to. So what is the supreme form? I know many things are described, but you tell me, what is the supreme form, the supreme abode, the supreme age, and the supreme rasa? This I want to know. And then he says, Shyama-lila param rupam, puri marupuri bura, kaishoram, one of the kaishorakam deyam, adyo rasa, paro rasa. Yeah. Shyama-lila param rupam, yang shyama sundaram achinta guna swarupam. Shyama Sundar Krishna, his achintya guna swarup. Kandarpa koti kamaniya vishesha shobha, more beautiful than 10 million cupids condensed into one. Puri marupuri bara. Marupuri means Mathura. But interesting, there's also Madhu Puri. The land of what? Of sweet. What kind of sweetness? That's a general, sweetness. What is sweetness? Madhura. Madhura-rasa. You say, well, I thought that was, Mathura means Mathura, Vrindavan, Govardhan, Radhakunda. Kishore, right? That Nava Yovana, Krishna, Adyam Purana Purusham Nava Yovanam Cha. Although he's the oldest of all, don't have some ridiculous stereotype about that, because he's the oldest, he's an old, very old man, with a long beard, because he's the oldest person. Please. Adyam Purana Purusham. Yeah, he's the original person, the oldest, and what? Navayovanam cha. Eternally beautiful, youthful, like a teenage boy, an inconceivably beautiful teenage boy. Right. And and adyo rasa eva paro, I mean. Sapara. And Adi Rasa, back to Vishwanath, Janmadyasya Yataha. Everything is springing from that plane. The original, the supreme rasa of all rasas is madhura-rasa. And that's the subject matter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, to take, as the Guru said, from the plane of, ontology to the domain of rasa, and that is what is being distributed by Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and is the really the basis of the modern day Krishna consciousness movement. This is what is meant to be distributed, but to achieve some appreciation for that, or as, if you will, hankering, hunger for that, you have to come in connection with someone who has genuine appreciation for that. Saru Sangha, Sarva Shastra Koi, Lava Matra Saru Sangha, Sarva Siddhi Hoy. A moment's association with such a person can awaken this tendency. And what does that association mean? Service. Mahat Sevam Dwara Mahur Vimukte. For association to be meaningful, there has to be service. And service has to be without ulterior motive. Just for the pleasure who is being served. And the remuneration is the sort of devotional hankering, hunger, appreciation in the heart of that divine servitor is transferred to the aspiring servitor. Hare Krishna. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paribrajaka Asatara Satashi Shrimad Srila Bhakti Sudhir Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Saparikar Sri Sri Guru Gauranga Gandharva Govinda Sundar Jiu Ki Jai. Shri Giriraj Govardhan Ki Jai. Shri Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Shyama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Navadip Dham Ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai. Shri Gupta Govardhan Ki Jai. Ganga Devi Jamuna Devi Bhakti Devi Tulsi Devi Ki Jai. Om Vishnupad Vishva Varenya Sri Lasi Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Acharya Brinda Ki Jai. Jai Srila Bhakti Vimalabhadut Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Srila Bhakti Ranjan Madhusudan Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Sri Bhakti Lalita Devi Dasi Ki Jai. And today, our newly initiated, what is the town they're from?
Nevinnomisk.
Okay. Do you know where that is? All right, but Ajita, they connected through Ajita Krishna Prabhu, and they're welcome to our spiritual family, Prema Sundari Devi Dasi and Lalita Priya Devi Dasi. Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Nitai Go Premanande.
Hari Bol. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Sudhir Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai.